So let's take a look at the new Space 4X game, Children of the Galaxy. I think if you're used to games from this genre, you should be able to pick it up pretty quickly. So I've played through the tutorial system and a little bit of the early game, and actually this game has a pretty nice little first jumping off point if you're not used to Space 4Xs. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just start up a new game, and we can kind of see the start menu here. We'll probably play as humans because I do like starting off in my own solar systems. Wow, the music got really intense right now. This is getting crazy. Anyways, so yeah, there's obviously different galaxy sizes, max 2-player, max 4 players. We'll probably do this medium size, I guess, the default size, 45 to 90 stars. Sounds good to me. Different game speeds, of course, we'll do normal. And let's add, I don't know, let's add 3 other AI players. We'll be blue since, yeah, the blues tends to be my color. Yeah, let's go and do it. So we're starting off on a rocky planet, and let's just jump right into it. So there's a little small load screen. So now, like, for example, I think when it comes to this genre, a lot of people will talk about Stellaris. Stellaris does this really, really well. Obviously, there's plenty of other ones that you can go into, endless space. But yeah, this is interesting because it's a turn-based. It isn't like the Paradox style where it's real time, and it's not purely real time either. So it's kind of a different approach, something that I'm a little bit more used to. I don't tend to do really well when I'm put on the spot and I have to make a decision really quick. I'm so used to games like Civilization or XCOM or turn-based games, basically. So when I have to make a decision really fast, I don't always do real good. I kind of mess up a lot. So I like this format of it. I do like this take. So yeah, here we are. We're obviously on Earth, and we've got a few different resources up here. These are kind of the most valuable resources in the galaxy. Uranium, which looks like we've got a little bit of, titanium, silicone, and ferrum, something like that. Energy is, of course, the currency in space games. I believe this is resources, and oh, there's a tooltip, and intelligence, which is basically your science output. So, of course, also very similar to, actually not necessarily similar, but research-wise, we have a web. So if you're used to Civilization Beyond Earth, this should be kind of familiar to you. So there are 3 different victory types. The research victory requires you to reach, I believe, every single corner here. So it's basically called the Dyson sphere, sphere 2. So you're constructing a massive structure around the star. I'm guessing you're harnessing stars, which is the ultimate goal in all space games, or all in life, I guess, is just to harness the power of a star. So yeah, to create like a Death Star? I don't know. Okay, so we have to pick a research in the very beginning. So we have 6 starting techs. Some of them offer us extra energy. Some of them are offering us extra yield off of our rocky planets. I think I want to go astronomy first because in these games you always want to start colonizing as quickly as possible. So colony ship. That sounds like a good plan to me. There's also a nice little slider, so if we wanted to research something at the same time, I could slide this up a little bit. Obviously, we saw our astronomy research go down, but you're not forced into a hole, which I'm assuming becomes really, really useful if you're trying to hit all different sides of this tech web. That probably becomes pretty nice. Anyways, let's open up the mission panel and talk about some of the victories. So, of course, we have an expansion victory. Colonize over 25% of all the planets to win. Right now, we've got 0.7, which is okay. I'll take it. 0.7. Only a little bit more to go. Take over and control all home planets for a domination victory. Of course, we're all used to that. And then acquire 100% of available technologies and build the Dyson sphere. So, our research victory, basically, tech victory. So, yeah, let's go ahead and open it back up to the solar, I guess that's the solar system view. This is the galaxy view. Of course, we can go to these planets or these stars, these solar systems, and begin to colonize them. We're going to run into the AI a little bit very soon. There's obviously a diplomacy menu, which we will talk about as soon as we find another race, because we can't even talk about anything there. There's a trade menu. So there's there's domestic trade routes, of course, and then there's global trade routes, energy versus natural resources if you're trading domestically, and then production. And then finally, let's just go into, before we just start hitting next turn, is, and I do like the fact that the game is I think the game runs very smoothly, so that is pretty nice. If we go into, we have to close this. So if we go into Earth, we can obviously produce different things for our planet. There we go. So there's factory items. Of course, there are different ships. There are four, I think there are 4 or 5 classes. I think there's 5 classes. So there's the scout, obviously there's a destroyer, there's a carrier for transporting people, there's the colonial ship. I think there's like a battleship. But yeah, there's different types of ships that are going to give you different things for your hull and your total energy and things like that. Wait, no, where'd my tooltip go? Hull damage, shields, things like that. So my scout's probably not going to be doing nothing except for going out and scouting. He's obviously going to have pretty low values in some of these categories. So I don't have a lot of energy right now, and especially since we're researching the colonial ship first. So we want to be careful. There is a starting tech that I can go after that will give me like plus 10 energy, per turn. Not exactly sure what the technology is called, but I can go after that, and then maybe we can focus more on building ships. But yeah, maintenance will definitely kill us if we're not careful. So let's watch out for that. I always like, so yeah, you can improve your planet's resources. So if we look at Earth right now, we have 3 starting resources, which there are buildings that I construct on my planet that can up that yields. We've got energy, production, research, and then it kind of gives us an overall perspective intelligence, which is pretty important. So I really like going production first because production is just amazing. I like production in strategy games because being able to build things faster always sounds very fun. So let's go ahead and do it. Now there's a possibility of us buying it, but I've got 4 energy, so that's not gonna happen. Yeah, that's not gonna happen for a long time. So let's go ahead and build this. It's going to take us a little bit, but that's fine. And let's start hitting next turn. Another cool thing I like about this game, and maybe it's just because I'm not super knowledgeable in the space genre, but I don't know. Maybe it's more focused upon because it's the turn-based, but the planets are revolving around the star. I think it's really cool. So if we were to colonize Mars, for instance, we would need to kind of think about where Mars is going to be by the time we get there. If I were to, have him move here next turn, bam, it's gone again. So that I thought was a pretty interesting concept that, like I said, was highlighted because of the turn-based part of this. And then outside the asteroid, oh, that wasn't Mars, that was Venus. Drew, what am I smoking? Clearly smoking some crack. I don't know why I thought that was Mars, but yeah, Mars is out here. And then we've got our gas giants out here, which we need to get some technologies before we can go out and colonize those suckers. Okay, wait, what am I doing? I need to get my scout. Let's get my scout and tell him to start doing something. So we're going to exit. We're going to leave the orbit. So we have a scout that just kind of sits in the orbit of Earth. We're going to have him leave. And let me select him. And so there's 2 modes of transportation. Basically, there's a mini warp. There's a warp jump, which will take you from, that's kind of the galaxy movement in the galaxy map mode, and then there's the mini jump, which is pretty important too, because as I said, the planets are constantly moving. So the mini jump is more for the solar system map view when moving around. But there's a cooldown on that stuff, so you got to be careful. So I think I want to tell him to auto-explore, and he's going to go out and figure things out in our solar system and see what's going on. And of course, extremely useful having kind of an overall, giving us a little bit of some numbers here showing us I don't have to zoom in. I don't technically have to zoom in. That's, I think, a really important thing when it comes to these space games. Being able to play the game in both map modes, in the galaxy map mode and the solar system map mode. So I can see that there are 8 planets in this current solar system. I've got 1 ship. Yeah, 1 ship technically, and then I think that's what that's saying. I'm pretty sure that's going to go away. I hope that goes away. We'll see what the scout does in time. I'm guessing he's probably going to... Oh, he might already be over here. No, not yet, because I would have been able to click on the planet. So we'll figure out what the closest solar system is doing and see what's going down. Oh, yeah, look at this is pretty cool. You can kind of go in and check what stars you want. I'm not exactly sure if the stars... the color of the... I know a lot of space games do like the whole color of the star. It gives you a little bit of a hint of what you might find. I mean, that's a pretty common thing. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. All right, so let's go back into this mode and kind of see what's going on here. Oh yeah, I forgot about the kind of the general overview of... so we can kind of get an idea of what we can get from planets from something like Venus. Venus is going to give us, looks like a lot of energy. Oh, no, Mercury gives us a lot of energy, but no resources, no production. Yeah, there's pretty much nothing going on Mercury. I know that one. And I guess we don't know what's going on inside of Mars. That's kind of strange that we would know more about Mercury and Venus of all, because Venus has got all those clouds and stuff like that. So yeah, our population is growing, which I think at this point, once we get the technology, I should be able to... it's turn 13. I should be able to start to colonize, because obviously you need at least 1 population in order to take some people out. Okay, so are you finished? Yeah, you are. Okay, so, and I'm actually losing a little bit of money. So by the time we're done researching colonies, we need to get going here. Did I mess with the slider at all? No, I don't think so. Maybe I should do it right now. Where's my extra? I think it's economics, yeah. Is it? No. +1 production. Plus energy on rocky planets, pretty useful there. That's another thing I haven't jumped into. There's actually a couple of things I haven't jumped into yet, but obviously there's an upgrade system for each ship. There's a fleet system. You can create a little strike group or a striking fleet in order to move, you know, a huge army a little bit faster around the galaxy. Obviously pretty important. Math, intelligence on rocky planets. I guess all of these are pretty important, but I guess I'm most worried about my my economics side of things. Okay, so we've got astronomy in 6 turns. That's pretty good. Let me go into Earth and see if there's something that I can build that maybe gives us a little bit more energy. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so maybe that's actually what I was talking about. Maybe I'm smoking crack. I don't know. I was smoking crack. A lot of it. For sure, a lot of it in this episode. Okay, so yeah, let's do that in 3 turns. Good. So that way we don't start losing too much. I don't want to start losing energy this early on, so let's be kind of careful there. Okay. And there it goes. So we've built it, and now we're making a little bit more. Now, do we want to try something else? +2 research, probably a pretty good idea. Yeah, especially since we've got all this maintenance on my hands. So let's do that on my hands. Let's get those a little bit quicker. Oh, we finished it. And do we want to do it? How much? Yeah, of course. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? And of course we can buy this at some point, but let's just go for it, because it's not like I have many ships anyways. I might want to consider getting another scout up though, so we can figure out what's going on inside of the. Boom, there it is right there. So I can go after a colonial ship. We can start colonizing things if we desired to. What am I researching if that's finished? Oh, you're researching this just very slowly. Oh, that's not cool. But yeah, I do want engineering because I'd like to kind of show off the builder unit. Builder unit's pretty important for building stationary units, as well as there's like defensive towers that we basically can build. Not really defensive towers, but they're kind of like that. Not sure if I wasted any turns just sitting there with the slider not all the way up. Oh, what's this? Warning report. Construction of recycling center was completed, and planet Earth has an empty queue. Okay. Yeah, so we finished all the buildings. Let's go ahead and build another scout. It's only going to take 2 turns. And then after that, well, let's build. Ooh, do I want to just jump into it? Okay, yeah, we'll queue up the colonial ship right afterwards. We might as well colonize Mars. I don't know if we found. Have you been doing your job, Mr. Scout? I don't even know what you're doing right now. You're in a solar system, or are you in the solar system? Maybe I should tell you what to do. Where's this one at? Oh, no, we're good. No, oh, you're just exploring. Yeah, we know what's going on here. I don't know why I can't click there from here. Maybe because he's still out there? I'm not sure. But anyways, he's going around fine. Oh, you're searching. I see the gas planets. Okay, well that is something that we need to do before you go out there. All right, fine. I guess I'm not going to be upset at you just yet. Okay, so we're going to leave orbit once again. I kind of want another one now. Okay, well, let's select this Scout 2. We can rename these guys, but yeah, we're not going to do that. And we'll auto-explore, kind of get an idea of what they want to do. And my colonial ship will be coming any second now. And I don't know if will they let us? I hope they let us colonize Mars. That's been the only thing that I've wanted to do in my entire life, is colonize Mars. Or I'd like to see it at least before I die. So that would be great. Energy on rocky planets. I like money. I want production too. So we also have to think about. So I'm really bad. I gotta admit, I'm not very good when it comes to tech webs. Tech trees, obviously a lot more straightforward. I never really got the concept. I mean, I get the concept, but I never really got tech webs. A lot more complicated to focus on, you know, the next level stuff when really thinking outward about some of this stuff. So frigates, public laboratories, shield energy, shield support, gas research. Yeah, I could be a little bit better. But let's stay away from this stuff. I think we want to get a few of the basic stuff. Global trade might be kind of fun, but we don't have plus trade limit. at least domestic trade routes could be good. A destroyer would be probably pretty nice. We need math for that. Should we go after extra intelligence? I mean, basically, we've got 3 more rocky planets that I can colonize. Experience upgrade, so boost the experience of the unit. Ooh, okay. That way, I can show off the experience of each of these units. Yeah, let's do that. And how are you doing, Earth? Have you finished? Oh, I can build a builder now. Okay, so we want to get this out too. Let's do this. So I've got a ship coming in right now. Bam. So there we go. We're going to leave this orbit. And so this is what I'm talking about. So let's try to mini warp here, which, as I said, really useful. So next turn, we just need it. Bam, right there. And again, I don't know if I have like the necessary requirements. Well, before I get into that, we did just come in contact with our first alien species, the Menron Great Empire. Let's see where they are in the scope of things. So they're right there next to me. Fantastic. All right. We are kind of actually in the corner here now that I think about it. I mean, well, I don't know who's over here. There's 3 other AI empires. I don't know. They are kind of close to us if you look at the mini-map here, like, of all places. Geez, did we get unlucky or what's going on? Anyways, and let's also talk about my builder. Let's go into here, figure out what we want to do with him. So we're going to leave this orbit. We're going to leave here and talk about a few things. So yeah, we're going to build a miner, or we're going to have the miner is a stationary unit designed as a mining operation base. So yeah, this is apparently a pretty important thing to build. So it's going to take 2 turns. We will do that. We have to go after another research. I mean, again, I know you're not technically supposed to just grab everything and then go there and then go there. I know that we're supposed to go for a defining direction in the tech web, but yeah, Drew doesn't always listen to what is best. So we just finished the miner, so we can kind of go out and do other things with our builders. Again, I really want to make sure that we get one of these like tower defenses basically up. I don't know if I have the technology for that, so maybe I'm smoking crack. I don't know if that's like a thing that I can do. Oh, that's right, there's a range. So yeah, when you have the builder and you build certain things, you can't ever you know, they don't. It's hard to explain, but they don't want other things inside of that zone. They don't want you to build too closely together. So we need to get outside of, what's this? Mission scan complete. Oh, what do we do? Scan 3 planets to get more information about them. Use mini warp jump to move closer to a planet. Oh, okay, cool. That sounds good to me. Now I can build another miner. I don't know if I want to do another miner though. It only takes 2 turns. Let's keep exploring for a second here. But anyways, that was a brief look at Children of the Galaxy. We'll probably come back for a part 2 or part 3 and see how badly the AI kicks my butt. But I'd like to kind of explore a little bit more in this game. Definitely seems pretty thought out for an indie, an indie developer and an indie game. It definitely looks like it's on the right track. Now, of course, as always, let me know your thoughts down below. Would you like to see me play this a little bit more? Does it interest you at all? All this stuff is pretty useful just to kind of get an idea of what you guys like to see, what you guys like to play yourself. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.